What's up, everybody? It's MikeFresh here, along with Giant,
What's up? I'm back from vacation.
and we're gonna do the Ultimate Fighter Season 14 Finale video. This weekend, it's gonna be Mayhem Miller versus Michael Bisping, plus the two finale fights of TJ Dillashaw versus John Dodson on the bantamweight, and Dennis Bermudez versus Diego Brandao on the featherweight. And also, there's another fight for Tony Ferguson versus Eve Edwards. So the first fight we're going to talk about is the main event, which is going to be Mayhem Miller versus Michael Bisping.
I'm excited to see Mayhem back in the UFC. He hasn't been there since he fought St. Pierre at welterweight. So he's been fighting overseas. I'm excited to have him back and fighting good competition.
Who was his last fight against?
It was against Sakuraba, an old alcoholic Sakuraba. Yes. No, Sakuraba in Dream.
Was it Dream?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Miller's back. I can't wait to see him beat Bisping. I think he will win. He comes from the better camp. He's training under Rafael Cordero, who's trained Anderson, Vanderlei, and Shogun since they were young. And he just has a good camp right now. He's at King's MMA out of Huntington Beach, and I think he's going to win. Hopefully win.
Sounds like a champion's camp.
Yeah, it is a champion's camp. You have Babalu, you have Verdum,
former and future champions.
Yeah, and he's trained with Henderson in the past, Rampage, Eddie Bravo, Matt Lindland. So he's a really, experienced fighter, although people may not really know Mayhem other than from The Ultimate Fighter and Bully Beatdown.
Also, how about Michael Bisping? What do you think about him?
I think he's a douchebag.
I agree. Especially after his last fight against Jorge Rivera, where he intentionally kneed him in the face while he was down.
And he pretended like it was an accident.
Yeah.
And then he spit in the cornerman's face.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, have some class. After he won, too, it was like, really?
Yeah. A lot of UK fans may think people hate on Bisping, but it's not because he's from the UK, it's because he's a douchebag. There's a lot of other talented fighters that come out of the UK and Europe that actually have skills. Bisping was used as, a hype machine to bring MMA to England, and it did work,
Yeah, I agree. So overall, how do you think Mayhem's going to win?
I think Mayhem can win a variety of ways. He's well-rounded. He could either win by submission or a TKO. I don't think he has knockout power, as in one-punch power, but he definitely could rack up a few combinations and over the round put him down for TKO stoppage.
Something like a Nick Diaz stoppage? Nick Diaz TKO?
That'd be nice. He's not as fast as Nick Diaz or as technical, but I would like to see something like that.
Okay.
I will say this about Bisping, though. He's fought the better fighters over the last 2 years. Mayhem's been traveling overseas where there's weaker competition, so that might give the edge to Bisping. And also, Mayhem fighting in front of such a big crowd, that might kind of throw him off slightly.
Well, the thing is, most of Bisping's corner is best friends or really good friends with
Miller, Mayhem.
With Mayhem Miller.
They grew up together. For everyone that doesn't know, Mayhem's been in the sport for a long time. He grew up with guys like Tiki, with Rampage, with a lot of the dudes in Bisping's camp. So that's interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. So this is a main event, so it's going to be 5 rounds. What round do you think he's going to take it, or if it's going to be a decision?
I think Mayhem will finish him in under 5 rounds. He tends to get stronger as the fight goes on, so I think he's going to win by TKO or submission, definitely.
And for me, I think I'm going to go split decision.
For who?
For Mayhem Miller.
Okay.
So that's for the main event. As far as the two finale fights, the first one we're going to talk about is TJ Dillashaw versus John Dodson on the bantamweight.
Dude, I think I'm really leaning towards Dillashaw in this fight. He seems like he comes from the better camp. They both come from good camps. Dillashaw's from Alpha Male and Dodson's from Greg Jackson, but Dillashaw comes from a camp that's known for their lighter division, the lighter weights. So I'm going to go with Dillashaw. Plus, Dodson was kind of a cocky asshole, and he's a snitch, so I don't like those two things.
Okay, I agree with most of that. From what I saw from the Ultimate Fighter season, I think TJ Dillashaw will also win.
I think Dodson kind of tends to gas out too. For such a small guy, he's pretty muscular, so that takes a lot of your oxygen, which makes you tired.
Well, I'm sure they've had a few months to train ever since the season or the show. So I don't know. I think he might have worked on his cardio.
But like once you have a lot of muscle, you can't really work on that. You'd have to lose the muscle to gain that cardio. So I don't think he slimmed up. I think he walks around at that weight or fights at that weight, he's comfortable there. So he may be really strong and really fast early on, but second round, third round, he usually doesn't do so well.
Yeah, I agree about the whole weight thing because it is going to be a 3-round fight. He hasn't done a 3-round fight in the show.
Yeah, and plus Dillashaw is another fast guy as well, but he's a little bit taller, so he's still muscular, but it suits his frame a little bit better. So I'm picking Dillashaw. He's undefeated. Dodson has 2 losses in his first 5 fights, which means that he had a hard time with nobodies. So that's usually a bad sign. Dillashaw might be undefeated for a couple more fights, so we'll see. It's going to be a good fight. They're both exciting fighters to watch, though. I
agree. I'm also going to pick Dillashaw, but I'm not going to count Dodson out. I think he still has a puncher's chance, like he did on his previous fight on the show, where he caught him on the chin, caught him on the button. He seems like he does all that Hail Mary swinging.
Right. I think if Dodson does win, it'll be in under a round and a half or under 2 rounds. I think if it goes to the third round, Dillashaw will be dominant and Dodson will be gassed out by then.
Okay. How about for the Dennis Bermudez versus Diego Brandao on the featherweight fight?
Yeah, Bermudez is going to need a body bag. That guy's done. That guy looks scared already.
I agree. Diego looks pretty beast for his size. I mean, for that weight class. His Muay Thai is amazing.
It sucks because Diego kind of looks like he should be already in the UFC. He should already be
he shouldn't have been in the show overall.
Yeah, he's like a top 10 fighter at that weight, and Dennis is just some new guy, and it's really tough for everyone that had to face Diego because he's really, really good.
I agree. So I think it's going to end. I think it'll go TKO, probably second round.
If Diego does lose, it will be because he gets caught by a punch because he tends to be sloppy. I don't know if Dennis has the wrestling to take him down and hold him down, but Diego does get kind of wild, kind of overconfident when he's throwing punches. So if his hands are down and Dennis lands one on his chin, then that could be his way to win it. But I don't think that will happen. I'm still going to choose Diego.
Okay, so we're both going for Diego on that.
I'd also like to see Diego fight Jose Aldo should he make it there one day. Right?
We'll see. Yeah, pretty good. So we'll see about that, though. Okay, and the final fight is going to be Tony Ferguson versus Yves Edwards, the veteran.
Dude, Yves has been fighting for so long, since like UFC 33. He's been fighting since like 97. He's really a legend, a living legend, if you want to look at it that way, So I'm going with Yves Edwards. And also Tony Ferguson's a douchebag, so another reason to root for Yves Edwards.
And why do you think he's a douchebag?
You remember The Ultimate Fighter where he got drunk and he was talking shit to the other guy about his son? That's kind of something you don't do as a fighter or even a person, and I really don't like that. It's bad for the sport.
He got very personal when he got drunk. That's not right.
He also trains at Lesnar's gym, Team Death Clutch, which is weird. Like,
don't hate. Lesnar's
no,
dope.
that's fine. But like, you're training at a gym that's all heavyweights, and you're a fucking lightweight. What are you doing there?
All right, so that does it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Also, leave some feedback in the comments below if you like or dislike our videos. And if you do like them, don't forget to subscribe. Just click the link on the screen. Peace.